It's the ACC on ESPN. Here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, a midweek non-conference battle, the first of two between the Clemson Tigers and the Cougars of the College of Charleston out of the Colonial Athletic Association. Hi, everybody. Welcome in with Will Qualkenbush. Pete Hannity with you, a Tigers team that just came off a rough weekend against Notre Dame, but they've got to get focused in a hurry. College of Charleston, among other things, very good at the plate.
Yes, they are. They bat .277. That's a CAA's best batting average. They score about 6 runs a game. They can steal a bag as well. It's a team that can do damage in a lot of ways, so it's going to be incumbent upon Brooks Crawford and company to pitch well for the Tigers tonight.
They're aggressive on the base pass, among the top 10 in the NCAA in stolen bases. Talk about a couple of guys who were in the middle, literally the 2 second basemen for these teams, beginning with Dupree Hart of the College of Charleston. One of the 2 guys we're going to talk about is from York County, South Carolina. He's the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in his conference.
He flashes a great glove, only 5'7", so he doesn't look like much, but he's a big presence at the top of that lineup, Pete. He can get on base. You see there the gaudy batting average. He can drive in a run at times, but he also can swipe a bag. Leads the team with 14 steals. This is a club, again, leads the CAA in stolen bases. He's a catalyst for them both on the bases and on defense. And speaking of catalysts on defense, there's nobody better at that than Jordan Green from the Tigers. As we look here at the Tigers' second baseman, the senior out of Fort Mill. Had a little bit of an off day on Saturday, back in the lineup late, 8th inning, replacement at the plate, had a leadoff single and a 2-run 8th to tie the score against Notre Dame in a game the Tigers would eventually lose. That's the type of energy, the type of enthusiasm that they need from him, both at the plate and in the field tonight. He's a leader in that regard for the Tigers.
Monty Lee really thinks that day of rest on Saturday helped Green. Hope we've got him turned back in the right direction. Hart will lead things off for the College of Charleston. Dixon, the right fielder, bats second. Chaz Davey, the third baseman, hits third. Logan McCray homered against Clemson the last time these teams got together in 2017. Wondrak, the catcher. Harrison Hawkins, the DH. Ari Sakopoulos from Windsor, Ontario, is the first baseman, batting 7th. Manzo, the shortstop, bats 8th. And Chris Graham rounding out the order for Coach Chad Holbrook. The Tigers defensively from left to right in the outfield, Hall, Teodosio, and Mikowski. Monty Lee thinks that's one of the better defensive outfields he's ever had as a head coach. Bird, Davidson Green, and Davis Sharp at first today, making his debut as a Tiger at that position. Adam Hackenberg in for Kyle Wilkie behind the plate. We'll see Wilkie as the DH, and Brooks Crawford making his return. His first outing since having to leave the ball game on March 1st against South Carolina due to a back issue, which has kept him out of action, and his first pitch fouled away. And we're underway here at Doug Kingsmore Stadium, a ball game that was originally supposed to start at 6 p.m. but was moved up a couple of hours due to the basketball game tonight. For Crawford, his 4th start of the season, he'd like to get that ERA down, and because it's his first time back, he's probably only going to throw 50 or 60 pitches. Monty Lee saying we'll wait and see how he kind of progresses here in the early going.
I think a lot of it's going to be mental today, Pete, because you see a good swing and a miss on a breaking ball there from Hart, going out hacking 0-2. But for Crawford, you were a Friday starter. Now you're pitching a midweek. It's a different stage. How do you deal with this different stage, a little bit of a less lofty perch, shall we say? I think that's going to go a long way toward determining how long he's able to go in the game tonight, how pitch effective he can be in a small number of pitches. He's going to be going to be key too.
Hart out of Northwestern High School in Rock Hill, waves and misses, gets away from Hackenberg, good ricochet, and he'll fire down to first. Opponent's hitting .275 against him coming into the afternoon. Runner going Hall, 1-1 pitch outside, 11 steal in the season, and easily for Sam Hall. Now 11 out of 12. The Tigers, as a team, continue to do well in that regard. They're 34 out of 42.
Really no chance for Wondrak behind the plate to throw him out, and now Logan Davidson, who's a very good situational hitter for the Tigers, with a hole in the left side and a runner at second to move over.
Swung on and driven high to right field. Well hit, way back and out of here. A monster shot by Logan Davidson, his 7th home run of the season. A 2-run blast for the Tigers' top hitter. And Clemson has the early 2-0 advantage. Monty Lee saying when he brings a starter back, his first activity after he's been out for a while because of injury, he wants to start him. He didn't want Crawford to come back as a looper and a leaping catch by Jordan Green, showing that he's from Fort Mill, South Carolina, the defensive player of the year in the conference. At second base for Charleston's from Rock Hill, but the guy from just up the road can make some stellar plays. Look at that, at the highest point.
And that's 5'8", getting up. That's great extension there, great timing. He's a savvy fielder there. And again, maxing out that slender frame, a great play up in the air for Jordan Green. With the College of Charleston pitchers.
Center field, deep enough for the runner at third, Mikowski to tag. Graham puts it away. Here comes the Tigers' 5th run of this opening inning of play. A sacrifice fly and an RBI for Green on the season. That's the Tigers' second baseman's 11th run batted in. Sky to left field, pretty well hit. Back on it is McCray, looking up, and it's out of here. 3-run blast for Jordan Green. Boy, what a rest on a Saturday can do for you. Sacrifice fly RBI game in the first inning, now a 3-run homer. His 3rd home run of the season. The Tigers grow the lead to 8-0.
Curvin, you got to keep fouling off good pitches so he gets something to hit. The tendency is for Coker to get fine, especially in the first appearance. You try to nibble around the edges. You got to come right at this guy on 3-2.
Again, a 3-2 pitch chopped on the left side. The throw to first, and that'll do it. And the Clemson Tigers, 5 runs in the first, 3 more in the third. They pretty much had the game on ice early, on their way to a 13-1 victory. Their final game here for 2 weeks when they come back home on April 2nd to take on Georgia. In between, they will head to all kinds of places: Columbia, Chestnut Hill, Charlotte, and Blacksburg. But in this 20th game of the season, win number 15 for the Tigers, who improved to 15-5. Charleston falls to 13-7 and has a 3-game winning streak now. Good performance, especially right out of the gate.
Yeah, right off of a tough loss on Sunday, Tigers come right back out, handle business against a tough midweek foe, and then a lot of momentum into a comeback game tomorrow in Columbia.
28th win in 30 games against Charleston for Clemson. 13-1 the final for Will Qualkenbush. Pete Hannity saying so long. This has been a presentation of ESPN.